this last problem is not a very difficult problem to solve off of the top of your head. It did throw some students for some loops. Some students were confused about what the fraction bar means, but the fraction bar is just a division line. I use them all the time in class. I was assuming that students would know what that was. So what this says is y divided by 3 plus 11 equals 20. Now, a lot of students were able to just do this off the top of their head. They said, well, I know 20 minus 11. I know that if I take away the 11 here, that I would have y minus 3 equals 9. And a lot of students would do that. And let's see, it would look like this, right? They would do the inverse operation. They said, well, this 11 is being added. I'm going to subtract 11. And then I'm going to subtract 11 from this side. And I am going to just have y equals 3 left over, or y divided by 3, rather, left over. And then 20 minus 11 is 9. That's what they would have left. Some students would just continue to show me. They would write things like 20 minus 11 equals 9, and then 27 divided by 3 equals 9, so y has to be 27. That's great that you were able to solve that in your head. However, and this was not a very difficult problem to do that with, however, I made this one highly proficient if you showed me the appropriate simplifying steps. So we have not talked very much about what to do when you have a number that's being divided. We have talked about it, and we have talked about inverse operations, but there hasn't been very many examples of it in class. So if you showed me the next step, which was to say, well, I know that y divided by 3 equals 9, I am going to multiply this side by 3, and then I'm going to multiply this side by 3. And you showed me that the y divided by 3 times 3 just equals y, right? It eliminates that 3. It's sort of the opposite of this dividing by 3 that we did up here. We multiply by 3 to get rid of dividing by 3, and then we have to multiply the other side, so y would equal 27. So if you showed me these steps here, where you're multiplying by 3 and you showed me the inverse operation of division, then you got some like higher level points for that part. But if you showed me, if you were able to solve this in your head, but you did something like 20 minus 11 equals 9, which is fine thinking, and then 9 times 3 equals 27, or if you said, 27 divided by 3 equals 9, and y, so therefore y equals 27. Like, this is fine, but you're not actually showing me the simplifying steps that I want to see. You're not actually showing me that you understand the operations and inverse operations that you need to do. So I did not give you, you did not get the problem wrong, but you did not get the highly proficient points if you showed me that. It's good to be able to think this out in your head, but what we are preparing you for is, what these lines are for is for your ability to like push through the numbers when you can't do the math in your head. How do you do this when you can't get the math in your head? And that is what this manipulation of expressions is for, and that is what we are working on. That is what math is going to start looking like going forward. Anyways, that is problem D for quiz A, 3D, and go see how you did and fix